Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Spawn Trap Podcast, the only podcast that still has the original PlayStation startup sound set as our ringtone. I am Till. Was that a bad one?
No, it's actually pretty good.
Okay. It's the anniversary, I guess, of the PlayStation. So
Oh, nice. I actually didn't know that.
yeah, they played they shared a video on Instagram. It was just them pressing power on the PlayStation, like the power button, and then hearing that boot up sound. I'm like, oh my god, there's never
Nostalgia.
been a better console boot up sound since the PlayStation, man.
For real.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
You stepped away for a moment. By the way, so I'm Till. I'm joined once again by Lumi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. We're not talking. Well, we could talk about Stop Killing Games. Just Court really wants to talk about Stop Killing Games, so I'm like saving it for when she's on the podcast.
Yeah.
But you stepped away, and I looked at my iced coffee, and and I was like shocked for a second because I was like, the cup says "best served cold, like revenge,"
Oh.
and I'm like, what the hell? Apparently this is a Wendy's Wednesday
Oh.
crossover.
Do you watch Wednesday?
No, I don't. I used to watch a little bit of the Addams Family.
Oh,
But
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sounds pretty good. I mean, it's not like amazing, but it's pretty
yeah,
good at least.
I've been told it's good. Yeah. How have you been?
I've been good. I've been here. I've been chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. Like, what games are you playing recently?
What games am I playing? I just finished Donkey Kong Bonanza. I
Nice.
love that game. It's so good. I just started Kirby in the Forgotten Land, and finally the Indigo Disc DLC for Pokemon Scarlet.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And I don't know. I haven't had like a lot of video game stream time, unfortunately. So it's been like consolidated to those games right now.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can say the same. I haven't really been playing much, but I finished Expedition 33 because I think the last
Mm,
time we were on podcast,
yeah.
I did mention I was finishing it.
Mm-hmm.
I finished it. It was amazing. Probably one of the best games I've played. And then I started playing Gears of War Reloaded, which was
Nice.
just the first one. I finished it in actually less than a day. I
Yeah.
like speed run through it. It was so good.
Is it just
And
the
then
first game?
it's just the first game, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
then they added a mission, I think.
Added an extra mission.
Yeah, an extra
Gotcha.
extra mission or something. And then I started replaying Persona 4.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a commitment.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, very time consuming, but I needed something because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, Gears of War was too short, and
Yeah.
I'm done with Expedition. I needed something that, like, time consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
imagine they're gonna go through the other Gears of War games that were on the 360
Oh yeah.
because yeah. But yeah, I would like to replay. I've only played through the first two games, so I'd like to
Oh really?
replay them and then go through the rest.
Well,
But
honestly, the first three were the best.
yeah.
Anything after three, it's like whoa, downfall. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm really excited if they do a second and third remake.
Well, we're gonna get some game announcements soon because there's first of all there's a sprinkling of like showcases happening like now and soon or may have just passed, but the big one that just got announced this morning as of recording this is the Nintendo Direct, which is happening on Friday, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Um,
September 12th. Yeah.
yeah. I will be available, so I will be here. I don't know when we're putting up this podcast. I will say most likely it'll probably be up the next day after we record this because I got nothing else going on. So,
Nice. Wait, what time is it at on Friday?
I think it's 9 a.m. I'll have to double check.
Ooh, I could probably. I mean, if you want me to, I could probably join as well because I'll
Sure.
be
Yeah.
off.
It's last minute. It sucks with these last minute ones. Nintendo does it all the time. PlayStation does it.
Mhm.
Xbox is the only one that like kind of announces ahead of time when they're gonna do one. Not
Mhm.
always, but sometimes. But um, Let's see. The IGN article says 9 a.m. Eastern. Yes. So
Nice.
I think it's an hour long.
Yeah, sounds good.
So okay. So we'll be here Friday morning in case we release this podcast after the fact. It's live on our channel. You can go watch it. Maybe pause
Yeah.
this, go watch that, come back here, and see what we think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any theories for what they're gonna show?
Well, there are rumors about them bringing Resident Evil into the Nintendo Switch 2,
Mm-hmm.
and even Resident Evil 9 when it comes out. So I'm hoping that they say something about that. 'Cause
Requiem,
that would
right?
be amazing. Requiem, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know I think it's the 40th anniversary for Mario.
Yep.
So I'm expecting some Mario news.
Oh yeah. I hope that we hear something about a new 3D Mario. That is my
I
I
heard some
really
theories online with what people are anticipating. A 3D Mario is one thing. I don't think we're ready for that because that team just released Donkey Kong Bonanza. So I don't
uh
think we're gonna get another 3D Mario just yet.
dang.
I could be wrong. Um, I've seen some theories online for maybe some DLC for stuff like Mario Wonder. Um, maybe Nintendo brings back Mario 35, but rebrands it Mario 40. I don't think that's gonna happen either. Maybe some Mario Kart World DLC. Uh, I think there's some people are wanting another Mario Maker game, but like adding like Wonder levels or maybe a 3D version of that.
Hmm.
Um, so that would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be cool to see. Yeah, my hopes would be for a 3D Mario, but I don't know that we're getting that. One thing they can do is start publishing the All Star Collection again, because why was it a limited time thing?
True. True.
Yeah, and also maybe add Super Mario Galaxy 2 because I've never played that, and
Yeah.
apparently that's one of the best Mario games.
Yeah, I've heard the same. My
Yeah.
brother is obsessed with Super Mario Galaxy. I have yet to play it, and I honestly feel like playing it. I don't know. It's just something about it that it just seems like it would be. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I like the first one
It's
when they
good.
put it on the collection, so I want to play it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um, but yeah, that's Nintendo Direct, so we're looking forward to that.
they
Um,
did.
yeah. Last time we started off with some fun stuff. I figured we could do that again.
How about we end with the fun stuff?
Okay, whatever you want to do. What then? You know
Yeah.
what? I was gonna say, I don't know what of the topics that we should be talking about. So if there's anything that speaks to you, we could talk about that.
So yeah, so let's talk about the Nintendo patents for summoning and battling, because that was
That
honestly
was like just
um
happened today, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting because I'm wondering how it'll affect games. Like I just started recently replaying Persona, so
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it'll affect those games.
I think this would affect a lot of games. But I haven't read too far into. Did you actually read through this?
I think I read the whole article. Yeah.
Okay, can you give? I didn't have a chance to read it. Can you give me a summary of what's going on here?
Yeah, so basically, um, anything where you can summon a monster or like whatever for a battle. That was the gist of it. But they were also talking about how it'll affect more Pikmin games, or not Pikmin,
Oh,
Pikmin and Power World.
and Power
Yeah,
World.
because that was a big thing where the
Yeah,
Power World was getting affected by Nintendo.
but they're trying to
And
patent
also
this after the fact that Power World is already doing this.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and they did mention how it would probably affect games like Persona as well. And yeah, like you said, a lot of games. But
What's the
I don't know.
patent though? Is it just you're summoning a creature?
Yeah, you're summoning a creature into battle, and then if you can move a character around in the battle, like apparently you can do in
In the
is
new
it
Pokemon
Pikmin?
game.
Yeah,
Yeah. There are games that already do this.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know.
This is so
Mhm,
they did something scummy like this last time. I guess every time they announce a new Pokemon game, we got to be very leery about what changes and features and game mechanics that they're introducing into Pokemon, because
mhm,
it seems like Nintendo's going to want to trademark or patent that specific thing and ruin it for any other game developer. So the
mhm.
last major change to the Pokemon was Legends Arceus. That's
Yeah,
when they introduced, hey, you can actually go out in the field and like run up to a Pokemon and throw a ball and catch it. Whereas
yeah.
before it was all like you encounter the Pokemon in the wild and it's a turn-based thing and you're not actually throwing, it's like it's an animation, right? So
Mhm,
um while they were working on Legends Arceus, or like at the same time Power World was being developed, which is this is crazy to me. They're still going through the lawsuit, but they were working on the game at the same time, and I'm
mhm.
pretty sure other games were released beforehand that had this feature. But that's the reason why they're suing Pal World. Everybody keeps thinking
Yeah.
it's because they have creatures that look like Pokemon. That's never been part of the lawsuit, and I'm sure Nintendo and the Pokemon Company want to sue them for that. But they realize, like, as much of an argument as you can make it, that hey, that one character looks like Lucario, sure, but both characters are based on off of Anubis.
Mhm,
It's like it's not a 1-to-1. It is weak enough where it's not a trademark. You know when you see
mhm,
like a knockoff like cartoon character or like mascot or something, and they just change,
mhm.
like the company just changes something just enough so
Yeah,
it's not a copyright infringement, right?
for
That's
just the
what
name. Yeah.
that's kind of the argument with Power World, and I think that Nintendo realized that, so the only thing that they can go after is something that they preemptively planned for, and maybe they saw that Power World was being developed, and then they said we need to get ahead of this, and then trademark that mechanic in Arceus. So they're doing the same thing here. We're like, yeah, summoning a creature. How many
Mhm.
games have done that?
Yeah. So I think there's actually a list on this article of
Oh,
what the game has to be doing in order for it to be
yes.
considered like infringing.
Okay.
Apparently, if you just summon a character out for like a battle, if it's just that one thing, you're fine. You have to have all of that, like what is listed here. The
Hmm.
game has to be doing all of this in order for it to be considered like infringing. So if it's just like summoning a battle, an animal out for a battle, then it's fine.
Okay. So there's a
Yeah.
list here. There must be a PC, console, or other computing device, and the game is stored on a drive or similar storage. Oh my god. So it has to be a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can move a character in a virtual space. That's any game. You
Yeah.
must be able to summon a character. They call it a sub character, by which they mean it's not the player character, but for example, a little monster such as a Pokemon that the player character has at its disposal. Um, well, there's like several Digimon games that do this.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to think of like some other examples. I'm sure there's other games where it's like you're the main character and you bring out like a creature. I'm thinking like RTS games or something where you're like
Mhm.
summoning like an army to help you or something like that.
Mhm.
Um, then the logic branches out with items and being mutually exclusive scenarios before reuniting again in item 6. Um, this is about summoning the sub character in a place where there already is another character that it will then, when instructed to do so, fight. This alternative scenario is about summoning the sub character at a position where there's no other character to fight immediately. This final step is about sending the sub character in a direction and then letting an automatic battle ensue with another character. It is not clear whether this is even needed if one previously executed step 4, where the sub character will basically be thrown at another character. What about card games? Where like it's kind of
Mhm.
like it's not just like a card,
Mhm.
like a character appears. I'm just thinking like Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that. Or
Yeah.
um I'm thinking of also like the Might and Magic games where
Mhm.
um you have characters like appear on the screen and you're like the main guy who's like controlling everything.
Mhm. Yeah, I wonder. I don't know. They'd have to get really technical with it
I
when it
hate
comes
when
to that.
game mechanics like this get locked to like a
Yeah.
trademark, because Warner Brothers has the same thing with the uh where they had that like Lord of the Rings game, Nemesis system, where it's like such a like a revolutionary AI um uh, game mechanic, and they're not using it and nobody else can use it because it's patented.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a
Seems
shitty
like every
situation.
time. Seems like every time we do a podcast,
Yeah.
Nintendo has done something to just make itself seem just more and more like, I don't know.
Less consumer friendly.
Yes.
Or
Exactly.
even less competitive too.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's a I mean, there's some other ones here like they just Genki just lost the lawsuit. I remember we talked about Genki in a recent podcast.
Hmm.
Um and to be fair, so if you're not aware, just to recap, this is about when the Switch 2 was rumored.
Hmm.
There was there were specs and stuff leaked about Genki's like or about the Switch itself. Genki took that, built accessories off of it, off the leaked stuff, and then and then they showed off their products that they were like testing at CES. Nintendo flew their lawyers out the next day and said, "Hey, what's up? Where'd you get this stuff?" And then proceeded to sue them. Um, this was kind of I was hoping for Genki to win this,
Hmm.
but this was kind of their fault. I if they played things out a little bit differently, I feel like they could have held their own in court.
Yeah.
But the fact that they showed off like the actual console itself, like and even that, it's just like, hey, the stuff just exists on the internet, and we didn't sign a non-disclosure agreement or anything, so we can share whatever's public knowledge, right? But
Mhm.
the fact that they're making their accessories saying that it will like 100% work with the Switch 2, and they're saying that, and they show the Nintendo branding in the products, and they're associating themselves as like uh uh, products that are definitely like tied to this unreleased unannounced console, right?
Mhm.
I think they kind of screwed themselves over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they use it in the marketing.
Yeah.
The
That
other
was
thing that they said is they used um words that were too similar
to
to
Nintendo.
Nintendo stuff. So like I think they called their products the glitch. So people were
Oh
just
my
like
god.
confused and thinking that it's an official Nintendo thing. So it's like you got to be better at that.
They're like glitch.
Yeah.
That rhymes with switch. Oh my
So
god.
yeah, a U.S. judge has ordered accessories manufacturer Genki to pay Nintendo damages as part of a settlement in the lawsuit over the company Switch 2 mock-up shown at CES 2025. I don't think they say exactly how much they had to pay, but I'm assuming it was a high amount. I don't think this stops Genki from making accessories. I think as part of the settlement they agreed that they can. There's just like they have to follow specific rules that they should have
Mhm.
followed initially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. What else? What are we talking about next?
um, so, oh my god, what was it? Oh gosh, I forget. What
Okay. You have the
it
the
was.
doc I sent you? You got a
Yeah.
list of stuff. We can go by category.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
can't
there's
edit this.
a lot of lawsuits. There's always so many lawsuits. Oh, let's talk about now let's leave that for later. Oh, yeah, something I wanted to bring up. I remember now. The
Hmm.
GTA and Saints Row being delisted.
Yeah, that's part of the whole like adult games delisting thing. So, I wanted a better I'm trying to find the strikeout feature on Google Docs, but I can't find it. So I'm just going to start deleting stuff that we talk about. um, so I wanted to have a little bit more nuanced take on this. So I was kind of hoping we didn't talk about this, but we can talk about it. So um, last time we did a podcast, I brought up how Steam was delisting adult games. I didn't
Yeah.
have the full knowledge of the situation, so we were very ignorant in our commentary, talking about
Mm,
it. So, uh, we didn't have the whole picture. It's
mhm,
it's a much bigger issue than it seems. Um, so Alana Pierce has a video, um, on her channel if you can find it. It's I believe it's on her main channel, Char Alana Zard,
mhm,
which is her name in the middle of Charizard.
yeah.
So go find that video. I can't remember what it's called, but it's about the adult games being delisted. Actually, it should say here. Inside the religious hit squad that's responsible for taking down games over the past month is what the title of the video is. So it's been a bit since I watched the video, and I'm gonna have I'm gonna get some information wrong. So this is just based off of my memory, but it seems like there is this one. It's mainly this one person who spearheads this group and masquerades as a religious group that
Mhm,
they have like a mission to like delist adult video games. I think they're just anti video games in general, but
uh,
they've they've
mhm,
had like a crusade against video games and delisting adult games in particular. Anything that's anti-Christian pretty much. But
uh,
they're using the adult angle and saying like these are games sold for kids and or these are like um very predatory things that should not be that's like promoting illegal um content, right?
mhm,
Like violence and stuff like that. So this kind of kicked off with a game. I can't remember the name of the game, but it's basically it's a game where you can like torture and do bad things to, I think, specifically women, but I think it's just
mm,
anybody. I could be wrong. That game was, I think, if I recall, taken down by the developer. They saw the backlash and they're like, "Nope, we're taking it down." But
mhm,
it's too late at that point, because this group went after these platforms and said, "Hey, delist this stuff." And when the platforms are like, no, we like making money and selling these popular games, so we're not going to do that. They went after the payment processors. So the
mm,
things that actually that they use to collect the money and stuff. So but it's kind of like a back and forth. So I do have some articles pinned. I'm probably missing a lot of stuff, but we can try to go through each one. I didn't have a chance to go through each of these articles, but we can kind of like go through them here. Um,
mm.
so I don't know if you've been following this story at all.
I honestly didn't know about it until you first started talking. You first brought it up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Did we? I mean, I didn't know about GTA.
Well, it's just
Um,
that's part of the thing, right? Because
mm,
it's an adult only, or not really an adult.
yeah,
It's an M-rated game, but it has a lot
mhm,
of adult content in there, and it could be part of the chopping block
mm.
on this stuff here. So, I don't know what the current update is on these delisted games. I don't know if they're back. I think they might be back on itch.io. I know that I don't have a thing here from GOG, I think it was, but I'm pretty sure it was GOG. They put out a statement saying like, "Hey, we're not gonna be delisting any games, so don't worry about it." And also, GOG's games are DRM free, so if you get a game from GOG, I think most of the time, I don't know if it's every game, but if you get a game from GOG, you own it, so you don't have to worry about them like pulling the game and
Mm,
losing the license. You already bought it, so
yeah.
um so this was on July 16th. This is from Game Rant. On July 16th, Steam updated its game publisher rules to include a clause that prohibits content in violation of any standard set forth by Steam's payment processors, banks, or network providers. Following the rule change, Steam has removed some adult-oriented games from its storefront that violate the updated guidelines. The update came at a busy time for the PC's top storefront earlier in July. Some Steam users reported that they were able to hide mature content warnings that appear when browsing the platform, or that they were able to. This move allows users to bypass a pop-up that periodically appears and asks for a birth date and order. I think this is what we talked about, just like the games being delisted in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the story that we were going off of when we were doing the podcast. So this next article I have was actually removed, so we could possibly get in trouble about talking about this, but I'm not going to let that stop me. So
Okay.
yeah, so this is an archive from Vice. The article was taken down, I think, from the same groups that they were talking about. Like they held a campaign to get it taken down. So this group takes responsibility for Steam's payment processors' censorship policies. They just implied pervert nerds cause society's problems.
Oh my god, not the pervert nerds.
So says so this was in July 18th. So yesterday I discussed Steam's new payment processor policies impacting artistic expression on Valve's storefront. According to guidelines published by Valve in the company's Steamworks documentation page, Steam warns against publishing content that may violate the rules and standards set forth by Steam's payment processors, its related card networks and banks, and its internet network providers. While vague, Valve has suggested the violating content applies to certain kinds of adult-only content. Games featuring sexual themes around incest were removed from Steam recently, according to SteamDB. Adult content creators, gamers, and concerned bystanders originally claimed the responsibility party was a little-known anti-porn organization called Collective Shout. Now the group is claiming responsibility for Steam's new payment processor policies, with its co-founder calling impacted gamers porn sick and brain rotted. In one case, the organization even retweeted a notoriously anti-trans feminist who declared that pervert nerds are responsible for most of society's ills. The retweeted feminist, a self-described trans-exclusionary radical feminist. I'm pretty sure they're talking about J.K. Rowling. But maybe not. Could be another one. It could be another turf. But yeah. So they said since we launched our campaign calling on payment processors to stop facilitating payments for rape, incest, sexual torture, and child abuse themed games on Steam, they have added a new rule to their policies, plus removed hundreds of these games. Collective Shout tweeted early this morning. We counted almost 500 games tagged with rape and incest on Monday, and our last count, there were 82 left. We want them all gone. I want to kind of go through the whole thing so we have the full context before we make opinions on this. Steam, No Mercy, and a call to target itch.io. So Collective Shout's campaign to pressure payment processors began far before the summer. In April 2025, the organization called upon Valve to remove the controversial adult visual novel No Mercy. That's the game I was thinking of from its store. No Mercy featured themes of incest and non-consent. That same month, Collective Shout took responsibility for the game's removal from Steam, thanking its supporters and vowing to press on. Making good on its word, Collective Shout returned to focus on the gaming industry in late May, claiming it had found hundreds of rape, incest, and child abuse themed games on Steam and itch.io. In the post, Collective Shout demanded Skrill, JCB, Discover, MasterCard, PayPal, Visa, and PaySafe Card to stop facilitating rape/child abuse game sales. Collective Shout remained on top of the issue with an open letter published on July 11th and a news post on July 14th, stressing payment processors must cease facilitating and profiting from sales transactions for rape, incest, and child abuse themed games. The organization claimed its open letter was signed by leading global anti-sexual exploitation organizations and individuals, with a particular focus on Steam, independent gaming storefront, itch.io, and any other platforms hosting similar games. It remains unclear in which games supposedly involve child abuse on Steam. Traditionally, Valve has heavily scrutinized adult titles for publication with a strong stance against games featuring childlike characters in sexual situations. In 2020, Valve briefly removed an all ages release of a manga gamer visual novel, claiming an adult scene with underage characters was hidden within the game's files. The title was later reinstated after the offending files were removed, although Manga Gamer denied that the scene in question depicted an underage character. Nonetheless, if a hidden, inaccessible file in a game's depot sparked a brief removal of a visual novel title, it's worth considering how child abuse games could be published on Steam. Waypoint has reached out to Collective Shout and Steam for comment. Waypoint is the I think it's like a division of Vice.
Mhm.
This article is on Vice though, or was. It was taken down. Without further proof from Collective Shout on the supposed games in question, it's hard to say whether child or childlike characters existed in any of the games targeted by the organization. It's certainly plausible that Collective Shout is disingenuously describing adult anime characters in adult video games as underage. In 2020, creators warned Patreon was banning adult anime artists based on reductive classifications for deeming adult appearing anime characters as underage. Again, it remains unclear if similar values and perspectives are at play with Collective Shout. Nonetheless, gamers do have much to fear with Collective Shout, given the organization is set to call on the removal of 82 more games. It's unclear if the group will stop pressuring payment processors if it accomplishes its goals. They won't. Or whether the organization will continue to police content available on video game storefronts. They will. Given the organization has also called on Elon Musk to ban not safe for work content from Twitter altogether. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
um, so, again, this was a article that was taken down. Go watch Alana Pierce's video because she gives more context and nuance to this, and she's done more research and got some more I think she's got some more statements from developers. I can't remember if they were anonymous or not. But uh, I don't know if you have any initial thoughts on that. I got some thoughts, but
Mhm.
um,
I don't really know what my opinion is on it, honestly.
yeah,
Like, I'm torn because obviously games that include rape and incest, I'm not a fan of them personally. Um, but there are games where, like, even like popular games where rape is in the story and it's necessary in the story. But if it's games where it's just rape, that it's just like I don't know, like a simulator or whatever, where they can just do whatever, that I'm not a fan of. But then it's like, if you're gonna take these games down, then you're gonna have to take all these other games down that include it too. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm torn.
I
I
I
don't know.
I'm kind of in the same boat with you because I don't. There are some situations where I'm thinking of like where would this be applied? Um,
Hmm.
because I don't agree with the content in general either, and I also thought, hey, what they did with No Mercy, I'm like, that's a shitty thing to do. You just kind of kickstarted this dumpster fire for no reason, and now all
Hmm.
developers are scrambling because of your shitty
Hmm.
decision to make a rape game. Um,
Hmm.
and I'm sure us saying the word is not going to be great for the podcast either. So like, I'm going to try to avoid it.
Should we say grape
I
or
don't
not
I
say
don't
it?
think it matters at this point.
Yeah.
We're already in the shit. So
Yeah.
um but I'm just I'm thinking about games in general. Like there's been adaptations of Game of Thrones. Like there's been video game
Mm,
adaptations for that. I'm
yeah.
like, and I've only watched some of the last season of Game of Thrones, so I don't know fully.
Hmm.
But from what I'm aware, there's some pretty fucked up shit that happens in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
lot of, yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
And then I'm also thinking of games like well, maybe a spoiler if you haven't played it, but Detroit Become Human.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
There's a
Hmm.
scene where a father is very like abusive to the child, or it
Hmm.
seems like it's going to get that way. And I'm just thinking like, would this sort of situation, would this call on that game being delisted? Because that's a really
Mhm.
well known, like highly regarded game, and dealing with those issues in a way where it's showing like, hey, this is bad, and you got to try to fight against it. I don't
Mhm.
think you should be the character. I don't think there's any good situation where you're being the character committing these crimes,
Yeah.
right? Like I
Exactly.
so in the case of No Mercy, yeah, those games should not exist and they should be taken
Mhm.
down.
Mhm.
But the group responsible here 100% are disingenuous, because the games that got delisted, there was I saw as it was happening a wave of developers saying like, hey, our game got delisted, we don't know why, it doesn't fit any of these descriptions, we're trying
Mhm.
to work to get it put back on the platform, it doesn't look like things are going great. And
Mhm.
so like that's when they're saying like, hey, like 500 games were delisted. Yeah, there's not 500 games about like child porn and stuff like that.
Mm-mm.
That's you're just
Uh,
like filling a quota here and saying like,
Yeah.
this is the great work that we done. Um and there's Ilana Pierce goes into like how um like what this group is also known for, and being like anti-trans and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I think they had an agenda. I think maybe
Yeah.
that like anything that's like politically against them as well, they
Mhm.
targeted. um
Yep.
so yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I doubted that there were 500 games that
Yeah,
had to do anything with that. And when I saw anti-trans, I was like, huh, okay.
yeah, you kind of get a sense of like where
Yeah.
it's coming from. This was a statement from itch.io back in at the end of July, when all this stuff was happening. They started delisting stuff. They said, we have de-indexed all adult, not safe for work content from our browse and search pages. We understand that this action is sudden and disruptive, and we are truly sorry for the frustration and confusion caused by this change. Recently, we came under scrutiny from our payment processors. So they're saying from their payment processors, they were they were pushed to delist these
Mhm.
games. Um, and their full statement is here. They have like an FAQ
Mhm.
and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into the full thing.
Yeah.
There is a statement from the International Game Developers Association, saying that they're seriously alarmed by recent crackdown on not safe for work games. I find that this is GameIndustry.biz. I'm pulling the article from. Uh, The IGDA says that a vague or overly cautious enforcement of these new guidelines could see games that featured consensual adult content easily targeted, and could force some developers into silence or self-censorship, particularly for LGBTQ plus creators. Reports suggest that these actions have been taken with little to no communication and have disproportionately harmed developers producing legal, consensual, and ethically developed content, including creators from marginalized communities. Developers report games being delisted or hidden despite prior approval or long-standing presence on these platforms. The lack of transparency around enforcement criteria, sudden shifts in policy, and an absence of appeal pathways leave creators with no clear path to compliance or resource. In its statement, the IGDA explains that recent policy changes due to payment processors mean that financial institutions are now influencing which stories can be told and sold in games with minimal transparency or public accountability. Um, the organization made it clear its support for developers creating consensual, lawful, and ethically developed games, and emphasize the issue is a lack of proportionate, informed, and transparent enforcement. Games, like any medium of artistic expression, can explore themes of intimacy, pleasure, trauma, or identity. When created ethically and distributed legally, these works deserve to be evaluated fairly, transparently, and contextually, not swept aside due to stigma or third party pressure.
Hmm.
I agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Um, and that's the consequence of this. Is just I think I kind of want to be fair on all sides here, because the store platforms like, hey, the people that are pretty much responsible for the flow of money for your business are saying, and how they were pressured, like, because they could have been like, fuck off, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of the buck kind of starts there. Like, um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but they made the decision, hey, we have these anti-trans people telling us to delist a ton of games without any like reason, like any like
Mm-hmm.
legitimate reason or anything, just because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't like one game being published. So take down 500 games or else you can't use our payment processing. And so you're the digital storefront, you're the platform. You're like, well, we're kind of put in a bind here. We have to do this, otherwise the whole thing gets shut down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or because
Yeah.
we have no other payment
Yeah.
processors set in place. It's going to take some time to do that. So like,
Mm-hmm.
we're kind of like thumbs on the scale here. We got to kind of do it. So there's no system in place where it's like, okay, let's set up like checks and balances. Let's set up these rules. Let's review every case. No, it's just like, no, do it now or you're done. I mean, so they kind of did that, and then all these developers are left with saying like, hey, your game's delisted, and they're like, but why? And can we get it
Yeah.
back? And like, how do we resolve this? So it's like a shitty situation altogether.
So they're left not knowing why. Wow.
Yeah, it gets
That's
even.
wild. The amount,
No, go
the
ahead.
amount of pressure that they had to put
Hmm.
on the payment processors in order
Yeah.
for them to do that. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm curious how much pressure they were actually like under. Like, I don't know.
Well, apparently after this, I was saying that the pressure wasn't from the payment processors because there was a statement from Mastercard, and I think one of the other
Huh.
payment processors as well, saying, clarifying recent headlines: Mastercard has not evaluated any game or required restrictions of any activity on game creator sites and platforms, contrary to media reports and allegations. Our payment network follows standards based on rule of law. Put simply, we allow all lawful purchases on our network. At the same time, we require merchants to have appropriate controls to ensure Mastercards. Blah blah blah. This was a tweet that I made.
Oh.
It was community noted. So it says both Steam and Itch have stated their removal of adult content came from pressure from payment processors, including Mastercard. Furthermore,
What?
Mastercard and other payment processors have documented history of refusing service to Japanese retailers over illegal adult content. So, who pressured who?
Yeah. Now I'm confused.
I know. When I saw this, I'm like, so who's pulling down these games? Like, what's happening here?
Somebody's lying.
I know someone is lying.
Yeah.
So one of these parties is lying here.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Somebody did have an explanation into this. I think there's like a middleman situation with these payment processors and the platforms,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know how it works. I don't have knowledge on that, so I can't like say for certain. I think there is an answer to this, but it's so confusing when you're like all sides are saying like, no, 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 this wasn't our fault. Then who took down, like, who's responsible for taking down the games?
Yeah. Uh, oh my god.
um,
Uh,
Itch.io said that they're seeking new payment processors. This was back at the end of July as well. Um, so yeah, they're seeking new payment processor partners who are more willing to handle the purchase of not safe for work games after delisting or removing a vast swath of games in accordance to with the content restrictions of companies such as PayPal and Stripe. That's an update to Itch, and then the last thing which you wanted to bring up, which kickstarted this whole conversation.
mhm.
Grand Theft Auto and
Yeah.
Saints Row at risk of being delisted in adult games debate. It's claimed. This is from Insider Gaming. In recent weeks, a few topics in the gaming space have earned as much attention as the adult games debate. It was recently revealed that payment processors for certain gaming outlets are cracking down on adult and not safe for work games, targeting some of the smuttier titles that sit on storefronts like Steam. It has brought about the rise of some activist actions from the likes of GOG, a storefront that made a bundle of not safe for work games free to claim for a short period of time to protest the financial censorship being pushed by some payment providers and processors. However, it has now been claimed that games such as Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row, and Duke Nukem could be targeted by payment processors, potentially resulting in them being delisted. In an article penned by Gaming on Linux, it was highlighted that a digital retro storefront had been targeted by payment processors looking to clamp down on adult games. The storefront Zoom platform explained in a statement, as you are likely aware, there have been a number of adult title delistings across the industry. One of our payment processors made us aware that a fellow member of the industry was concerned about our content. We have no plans to remove any titles and will do absolutely everything in our power to prevent such delistings. We are fervent supporters of artistic freedom and always will be. Good for them. It was specifically said that games like Grand Theft Auto, Duke Nukem, and Saints Row were described as potentially at risk.
That's a big deal. That's a really,
Yeah.
I mean, those are big games. Like these are the other ones were just like games where I guess not really many people knew, um, except the people playing them.
Yeah.
But GTA, that's a big deal.
I think that's their target. I think that's the whatever the group was called again. I think their target is to take down every game like this, including the big ones. They want the big ones taken down. I don't know if remember, but in like the late '90s, early 2000s, there's this lawyer. I think his name was this is Jack something. I think he was always in the news in the gaming industry because he wanted to take like every adult game to court and saying like this, like any violent game is like the cause of like gun violence and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
lo and behold, that's still happening today because
Yeah.
people within the current U.S. administration, like the uh, vaccination denier RFK Jr. is blaming gun violence on video games right now. Sorry, my headphones turned off.
They always
Can't hear me
do.
right now.
The fact that that's still even like an argument is wild to me.
All right,
It really is wild. Because
I
then,
didn't hear any of that, but
oh, no, yeah, like the
okay.
fact that that's still an argument is wild to
Mhm.
me.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. And there's been research and just endless topics on this like that have been dealt to death, saying like, hey, no, it doesn't. There is
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
problem and you're not dealing with it, but
Hmm.
it's not the scapegoats that you're making it out to be. So
Yeah.
um no, yeah, and I'm so sick of that discussion. Like it's brought up every
Mhm.
like all the time, even today. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But uh yeah, that just reminds me of that. It's like this is the new form of that. It's just like instead of just being about violent games and like and scapegoating the real problem, it's now this anti-trans like religious fanatic group that just wants
Mhm.
to go even further than the asshole back then ever did. So
Mhm. Yep.
makes my blood boil.
Mm, I don't think. I don't know. Do you think they will actually succeed? I really don't think they would.
No, I think the industry's not going to let them.
Yeah, they're
To be
not.
honest, I think it's a losing battle for them, but it's going to be an uphill battle because they have right now they have the cards. They're like, "Hey, there's just these payment processors that handle everything and we've successfully pressured them to not um to not deal with this stuff." So,
Mhm.
but I don't know. Like there's got to be another way around it. Like the industry's not going to stop making these games. And they're gonna
Mm-mm.
want a way to sell them, and it's just like, okay, this storefront's not doing it. There's gonna be another one. There's gonna be another payment processor that handles things, and I don't know. I don't think it's gonna get that bad, but you never know. It's everything's kind of crazy right now.
Yep. Mm.
We have lighter news.
Let's go into the fun news.
You want to go into the fun stuff? Okay,
Yeah.
great. Um, I got stuff in order. I got tabs in order here. So, Nintendo. I only read the headline for this, so I kind of wanted to see what their excuse or what their description is. This is from My Nintendo News. Nintendo says Princess Peach and Mario are just good friends.
Yeah, right.
So Nintendo has clarified on the Nintendo Today app. That's the official news app for Nintendo. If you didn't know, that the lovable Princess Peach and Mario are just good friends, putting to bed fan theories that they are in a relationship or have had a relationship. This comes despite the kisses over the years and the closeness of the two characters. Nintendo also said that the two characters help each other out whenever they can, just like good friends. This reminds me. This reminds me of a situation. Uh, not that I don't think not that far back. I think it was during the pandemic. People were asking, um, Sesame Street, with R.I.P. BBS, by the way. Um,
Yep.
they're asking Sesame Street, hey, what's the deal with Bert and Ernie? You know, like
Mm-hmm.
they're like living together. They're like really close to each other. They kind of
Mm-hmm.
bicker like an old couple, and they're like they made the same excuse, like, no, they're just good friends.
Just good friends.
And
I
I'm just
like the
like,
story.
okay, like at the time I'm making this post, I'm like, sure, I guess they're just like really good friends, but like good friends that like fuck every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They're little, fuck buddies.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. So
But not not
that just
Mario getting
reminds me of
friend
this.
zoned though. This sounds like a likely story from Peach, just being like, "No, we're just friends," and
Yeah.
Mario back on like, "Oh, what? I've saved your ass countless times."
Is he saving her ass, or she's just like dating around? Because like she's always with Bowser. And that's probably her excuse. Like, no, me and Mario are just really good friends.
No, yeah,
We're
she's
not
really into out
exclusive.
there.
Um,
Oh my god.
I don't know if you remember this. This was last year actually. Um, uh, yeah. So March 2024, the Pokemon company did like a partnership with Toyota. I think I meant to bring this up on the podcast at one point, but I never got around to it because I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
this is cool, but we just never brought up the topic. There's just other things. So they made this motorcycle, Toyota, that looks like a Miraidon from Pokemon. Because everybody
It was.
played that game and they're like, yeah, he looks like a motorcycle. So they actually made like a motorcycle.
I mean, it looks sick though.
Yeah. Well, now Honda upped the ante and they made a Koraidon motorcycle. And it looks. This is the reason why I picked Pokemon Scarlet, by the way, because
Oh
this
my
it
god.
looks ridiculous.
Not Honda doing. Honda literally said, "Oh, watch this. You have that, but look at
Yep,
this."
ours actually moves its legs.
Oh my god, yeah, Honda obviously doing better. Oh my god, that's so sick.
All this.
That's funny.
Um, what else we got? Oh, Halloween's pretty close, almost around the corner.
Yeah, I've already
It-
decorated my house.
oh, that's perfect.
September 1st.
Because yeah, it's. I mean, I don't have any decorations, but
Mm,
I was looking forward. I always like the Halloween time.
mhm.
And Spirit Halloween's already starting off, getting ready for it by making an NES game.
Oh,
So this is Haunted Halloween
wait, what?
86. Yeah, you can download the game
What?
right now on Steam. As players will get a retro NES vibe, kind of platformer where two kids looking for a costume for Halloween are plunged into an adventure by Jack the Reaper. For those who want
Oh
to go
my,
an extra mile, you can buy a physical copy at Spirit Halloween locations with an NES cartridge version of the game. Someone
yeah.
send me this
Please,
because I
and
kind of
also
want one.
send me an NES as well because I don't have one.
I have I have this thing here. So the proper retro console I have is a Retron 3 HD, which is upstairs plugged in my HD TV. The NES
Mhm.
cartridge port stopped working, like not long
Oh.
after I bought it, and no communication from support. So I don't honestly recommend these things. But
Mhm.
soon after I bought it, I found this Retron 5 at a yard sale. It's very filthy, but it works. Um, so it's very, very used. Um, but this is how I can play NES games right now. So
That's like
yes, send me the game. There's a lot of NES clone consoles if you ever want one. You don't need the.
wait, how much is
So, well, the Retron 3 that I bought was about $80 Canadian, I think.
Mm.
Um, and if yours continues to work, it works pretty great. It's actually a hardware clone console, so it's the reason why I got that one specifically is because it's not emulating the games. It's not because a lot of these clone consoles will just like dump the games and then you're playing it like you would play on an emulator. Whereas this thing,
Mhm.
it kind of replicates the hardware as close as possible. So
Mhm.
you're not getting input lag or anything. You're playing the game as it's intended to be played, but it's upscaled to HD. So um, the Retron 5 is an emulation console. So that's what it kind of sucks that I have to use this right now for NES games unless I can
Mhm.
somehow fix the other one, but it dumps the cartridges and you're emulating it. But I can still play the games in HD, so it's nice. That costs like a few bucks at a yard sale.
Nice.
but but there's a lot of other ones you can get. Some of them are cheap, some of them not so much, but
Hmm.
you don't necessarily have to go with that one. But yeah, I maybe I'll play the game um on stream around Halloween. We'll see.
Nice. I'd watch.
I didn't read through this one. I saw the headline and I posted it on the Discord.
Okay.
So, this is from IGN. A report examines claim Nintendo of America once suggested Pikachu could look like, quote, a kind of a tabby cat with huge breasts.
What? Okay, first of all, what is a tabby cat?
Um, it's just, I think it's just like, isn't it like an orange cat? Let me Google
What in
real
the
quick.
world?
When I saw this, there was like an image attached to it with, I think like an actor from the movie Cats.
Hmm. Oh my
Uh,
god.
a tabby cat is defined by its coat pattern, not a breed. Tabbies have distinct markings, usually including an M on their forehead. I think my old cat was like a tabby cat then. Okay. Um. So yeah. The interview with the Pokemon Company's veteran CEO. I'm gonna butcher that name. I'm not gonna say it. Sorry. It dates back around 25 years and is in Japanese, something that has prompted debate over the exact translation of what they originally said. Now, however, Japanese game site GameSpark via Automaton has examined the original interview in detail to uncover as firm an interpretation as possible. And yes, it really does seem to be what it sounds like. Um,
Uh,
yes, this was the image. Taylor Swift and the
um,
Cats musical
it's
video.
not the Taylor Swift cat. Oh
Yeah.
no.
So that's what they wanted Pikachu to look like, I guess.
Oh
So the
no.
quote is, when I first showed Pokemon to them, they told me it was too cute. The staff at Nintendo of America then suggested their own designs for the characters. I won't show those illustrations to anyone as long as I live, but they kind of looked like the characters from the Cats musical. So,
Oh my
for
god.
example, Pikachu was changed into a character shaped like kind of a tabby cat with huge breasts.
Ugh. Oh my god.
Yeah. So,
Oh, but I'm so glad that we have the Pikachu we have now.
yeah. Although I kind of miss the chubby Pikachu.
Oh yeah, I do miss him.
I forgot to provide an update on my Analog 3D. That's the clone N64 console. Every time
Mhm.
we do a podcast, I got an update for it.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so, uh, yeah, the update is that it was delayed again.
Oh my god.
But
Everything's
it
getting
should be
delayed.
coming soon. It should be coming soon.
They
Hopefully
always
this
say
month. Hopefully this month I get
that.
the console like almost a year after I ordered it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Do
uh,
we have a date?
no, they're saying
No.
I think it's pretty much like late 2025. I think it's soon though, because they
Okay.
started posting like a promotional thing for it, showing like they grabbed the cartridge for 1080 degree avalanche
Mm-hmm.
and no, sorry, snowboarding. Snowboarding's the N64 one. Avalanche is the GameCube one. And then they popped it in and they showed like the scan line filter and things like that. So
Mm.
it exists. I just don't
It
have it yet.
does. Just we not having it yet.
But
But at least
speaking,
2025 is almost done.
yep,
We're working there.
like a whole year after I ordered it though.
Oh god.
But speaking of clone consoles, this isn't one I was going to get, but I'm kind of interested in it now, being the anniversary of the PlayStation. This is the PlayStation 1 clone, SuperStation One. They're showing the classic gray color right here, but they have a transparent blue one that I really want,
Mhm.
but it's sold out, the
Wow.
pre-orders. Um, so it's just the top piece in this image. The
Mhm.
bottom is like an additional disk drive you can add on.
Mhm.
But the top one, if you can load your ROMs onto like a USB or SD card, you don't need the disk drive. But they have
Mhm.
the disk drive if you want it to play it like an actual PlayStation. So
Mhm.
this is SuperStation One. It's really cool. It's an FPGA console, which means it plays exactly like a PlayStation One. Um, so it's
Wow.
got the controller ports, memory card ports, everything. There's I think three different colors: gray, black, and the transparent blue. Um, I was going to skip on this one because I'm like, this is really cool, and I love that it's like an HD PlayStation console. It has all these other features and stuff like that. It's a really cool project that I don't really need because there's like
Mhm.
several ways for me to play PlayStation 1 games right now. I don't need this console. I would rather hold out for when eventually there's going to be a PS2 FPGA console because it's much harder to play PlayStation 2 games in a modern setting than PlayStation 1, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah.
and with PlayStation 2, it's just backwards compatible with PS1, so I'd rather just
Mhm.
cover all bases, right?
Mhm.
So I'm like, I'm going to hold off. I don't need another clone console. It's fine. I'm going to skip this. But now they're saying that the SuperStation 1 could potentially run Sega CD and Saturn discs, or they're saying it
Wow.
does run it. And I think they're announcing like other disc-based consoles that it might be able to emulate as well. Because this thing essentially is there's a thing called a mister. It's like this brick. It's just like a uh, it's just like a board
Mhm.
that it's kind of like a Raspberry Pi, if you know what those are.
Mhm. Oh.
So it's just designed to emulate video game consoles on a hardware level as accurately as possible. Um, and you need to set up like accessories and stuff like that yourself, but it's just like this little box that you can get. So this thing is kind of like a modified version of that. I'm speaking plainly. I know that's not exactly what it is. You don't have to
Mhm.
go after me in the comments if you're watching this and say I
Mhm.
don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I do not know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm giving an oversimplification. But this
Mhm.
is essentially that, but it's designed as a PlayStation console. So its
Yeah.
core focus is PlayStation. But it can do these other things. You can run other systems like older retro consoles as well if you have the ROMs for them. Um, but with this CD add-on, they're saying that it seems to be running the Sega disc-based consoles as well as PC Engine CD. They're working
Mhm.
on as well. So that's kind of cool. Now I kind of want one because I don't have any way to play those games. I don't have any of those games, but I kind of want to collect them.
Yeah. Oh my
So
god. That's wild.
The problem is they sold out of the pre-orders for the clear blue one.
Oh, damn.
So I'm not going to get it unless I get the clear blue. Yeah. So
It's
SuperStation
wild.
One, look it up.
It's really wild that they're cloning gaming systems that we grew up on.
Yeah. And they
Like,
keep getting better and better.
yeah. Wow.
Fun time. I got the emulation PC running in the background right now.
Oh
Kind of
my
running,
gosh. Oh my
going through the
god.
slideshow of the games.
Yeah. Oh my god.
uh, yeah, I don't know. Are you interested in this?
I am interested in the probably just the Nintendo 64 one, probably not the PlayStation one. I still
Yeah,
have my PlayStation 2.
yeah.
Um, but I don't know, nothing
Apparently,
has made me feel
uh,
like, picking it up and playing any games on it. But I
apparently, it's
would go
really
back.
easy to mod a PS2.
Oh, wow.
You can upgrade it and do all sorts of things with it.
Oh,
My brother
interesting.
has mine right now, so I can't play around with it.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I would pick up a Nintendo 64 and play like games on there, but I don't see myself picking up
Yeah.
a PlayStation 2.
There's
Yeah.
another. It's an interesting time for N64 because there's the Analog 3D that's coming soon,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Mhm.
But Nintendo 64 has notoriously been like a difficult console to emulate.
Mhm.
It's much easier now, with the proper like PC or handheld or like phone. Like a lot of things can just emulate it. Not all games work the best. So I think this is why a lot of people want the hardware based one that's like the
Mhm.
FPGA version of it, because you just know the games are going to work. You don't have to do any sort of modification or get things as close as possible. You just want to play the game and play it as it was intended, right? So
Mhm.
N64 has been notoriously difficult for that. I think just because the way the console was designed and how the games were designed for the console. Um,
Mhm.
so we're just seeing now that getting solved. So Analog has that console. There's a reason I didn't cancel my pre-order, because there's one other company that's competing with them. There's been a few other ones, like Hyperkin promised that they were going to make one, but then they just gave up. Um,
Mhm.
but there's one other company. They've so far made a Game Boy FPGA called the Chromatic. And now they're going to be releasing this N64 one that competes with the Analog, presumably cheaper, and they're saying it is better and everything. So they're calling it the M64 instead of the N64. So the
Mhm.
company is called Mod Retro. I don't like talking about them because the CEO is a huge Trump supporter,
Ugh.
um, and he is also a weapons dealer and just
Oh,
an all around horrible person. So I don't want to promote them as much as possible.
yeah,
But
no.
if you don't care about any of that stuff and you have no morals or anything and you just want an N64 that works, maybe look at the M64 as an alternative. But
Oh boy.
yeah. This was cool. I didn't watch this whole video, but um a Zelda fan rebuilt, or it built a working like sailboat
Mhm.
from Wind Waker.
Oh my god.
I forget what the boat's name is.
Will it float?
Yeah. Uh let's find the sailing first test. Yeah, so I didn't watch this whole video, but the I don't have the channel name. Yeah, here it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Holy shit. That's amazing.
The channel I wanna shout it out. Um Little Gem. YouTube.com/ at Little Gem. JEM.
I feel like I watched her before. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Love that.
The Yeah, I think that's all the fun stuff I have. Any other news topics you want
Um,
to bring up?
I know there were a lot of there are a lot of game what is it, game adaptions or whatever for shows coming up.
Yep, there are. I
Like
don't think I
I
even found all of them, but
um
which one?
I will say Sophie Turner casted as Laura Croft. I don't know how I feel about that. Um,
Correct me if I'm wrong. What's she been in?
she was in Game of Thrones.
Right.
Um,
She was Jean Grey, right? In the X-Men reboots?
yeah, she was. Um, I mostly know her for Game of Thrones, but and also X Men. But yeah, that's it. She's apparently casted as Laura Croft.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't really know. I think it's just because I'm probably being biased. I really loved um Vikander as Laura Croft
She was
in
great.
the
Yeah.
Tomb Raider we got a few years ago. I really
Yeah.
loved her in it, and I really was hoping for a second one with her in it. But I guess I got canceled. I don't know. I only see Vikander as her as Laura Croft. I can't see Sophie Turner as Laura Croft, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
she'll
it
start.
doesn't matter to me. Like, just make some. I'm so frustrated with how Tomb Raider is being handled, but it's
Yeah.
because the rights and everything keep getting passed over and like
Hmm.
shifted, and so there's no real like committed effort to this franchise, and it just pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's like Terminator. A new
Yeah.
company owns it. Let's reboot everything. Okay, but like, are you really gonna commit to it? No, we're gonna sell it off to another company after. Okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I hate it. I really wish we could have gotten a second one from that movie.
same. Yeah, I really like that movie. I think it's underrated.
I guess, yeah, it really was. I guess we will see.
Mm-hmm.
I do love Tomb Raider, so
Me too. Apparently the I didn't include this, but apparently the next season of the animated show on Netflix, the second season is going to be the last. So they're
hmm.
canceling it after that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. I just wish we had like something like cool and longer lasting with Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
The games were fun. I mean, I still jump back into the games every once in a while because
The
like, oh, I
games are
remember this.
amazing.
I know,
If
but
if they did an adaptation of the games, that would be
that's what the movie
so.
was.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
The movie was, granted, it probably would have been better as a TV show, but the
yeah.
movie was basically let's focus on Lara Croft's story and like cut out everything else so that way we
Mhm.
can fit it in a movie. And I
Mhm.
totally get that decision, and I get why not a lot of people liked it because they
Mhm.
couldn't adapt everything. But it's like, did you really want them to adapt everything in the movie? Like,
Yeah, no. Like they're doing with Last of Us. Yeah, no.
yeah, but at least it's a show, and they're expanding on the story,
Yeah.
and they're doing so much better.
Mhm.
They're
Exactly. So
they're a proper example of how to do things right.
yeah,
What
and even
else?
Fallout. Like Fallout, they did really well.
Fallout was great. Yeah, I
Yes.
need.
I'm excited for the second season of Fallout.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And I'm someone who's never played the games, and I thought it was really well done.
Mhm. Yeah, I think the only thing I don't like about the Fallout series is that they're changing Mr. House's story. I don't know if anyone or if you know the story of Fallout New Vegas,
No.
but Mr. Mr. House, he was kind of like a good guy. He was kind of a good guy. He was trying to save New Vegas in the game, but in the show they're making him kind of like the bad guy.
Okay.
So I don't know. It was weird. That's the only thing I don't like. Otherwise, everything else is really, really good.
Maybe it's a situation where like you just saw him in one specific way. Like maybe they're not changing
Yeah,
anything.
uh,
It's just like how
yeah,
like history is different depending on the perspective.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Because we only saw him for like a second in the first
Yeah.
season, so that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. Uh, are there any other adaptations on the list you want to talk about?
I don't really care for Call of Duty. I didn't know
No.
that that was a movie coming out.
I just
I never
hope
played Wolfenstein, so.
I just hope for Call of Duty
Hmm.
is it's starring Milo Vent. I'm gonna butcher his last name, but the guy the guy who's in the new Call of Duty game. Um, I'm
Milo
upset.
Manheim?
No, it's something with a V. So this actor was in the trailer. I'm like, oh, it's him. I see nobody else talking about this. This guy was a much bigger deal when he was one of the main actors on Heroes, the NBC
Oh,
show
he wasn't
Heroes.
here. Oh
He was
yeah.
Peter Petrelli.
I never watched Heroes, but I do
So
recognize this
I think
character.
did he just like fall off? He's just not been in anything else, so nobody knows who he is. So when they put him in
I
the trailer, nobody's talking about him.
Yeah, I think that's probably what
That's
happened.
probably
Because
what
I
happened.
don't really,
Okay,
I mean, because I feel like I don't think anyone really remembers Heroes except
no,
like
except
our
me.
generation or the older generation.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I would say it was a short-lived show, but it wasn't. It was just it was a short-lived show in the sense that and no everybody only watched the first season.
Yeah.
Nobody
Uh,
continued. And I don't
yeah.
know if you know this, they brought the show back for another season way after the show was done. And
I didn't know that.
nobody seems to know that.
Oh my god. Like I never watched the show. All I know was that Hayden Panettiere was in it and it
Hmm.
was all like Slave the cheerleader.
Save the
That's all I
cheerleader,
knew
save
about
the world.
it. Yeah. So I was like, okay.
Yeah. Um no, yeah, I just hope if they make the movie, I hope they put him in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
he was apparently in This Is Us, which is a really long
Mm,
running show, so
yeah.
who knows?
That's all I have to say about Call of Duty. I have no
Yeah, I
affection
don't know
towards
much.
Call of
And
Duty.
apparently the other one was Wolfenstein, which
Yeah.
I haven't played. I did want to play it back then, but I just never got around to, so
Lumi,
I don't know.
play Wolfenstein. I've
Yeah,
only played the second one, the new Colossus, but it's
yeah.
so good. And I
I
told my
know.
brother to play it. I'm like, bro, you're gonna love this game. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, no, it's like it has like everything you want. Like it's an alternate history where the Nazis won and you're killing Nazis. And
Yes, exactly.
I'm like, it's the perfect game to play right now, please. And he's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started playing it and it's amazing. So
I know, and it's like it's Nazi, so it's like right up
yeah,
my alley. Like I'm a big fan of like World War II games or
yeah,
Nazi games. Like I did really want to play it, but I don't know, I just haven't gotten around to. But the fact that their Amazon is making it,
yeah.
I have high hopes for it.
Okay. Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. I feel like you know what? Now's the appropriate time to bring an adaptation of this game. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah,
What
because
better time to bring this game to life in live action?
yeah, and what is it Bethesda?
Yeah,
It,
Bethesda makes the games. I'm sure they're going to be
yeah.
involved in the project. I think there was also a news story that I heard today.
Mm-hmm.
That they're still considering making a third game in the series because it was always
Oh,
intended to be a trilogy. So,
oh,
so fingers crossed. I would like to see
who
them
knows?
bring that back.
Yeah, maybe with the show they'll
Yeah.
probably do it more. But yeah, it looks like Bethesda saw like, okay, Fallout did great. Let's
Hmm.
do Wolfenstein now.
Yeah. There's also a Life is Strange TV series.
Oh yeah,
I feel like that's a no-brainer.
yeah,
Bring that show for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, and also from Amazon. Here's the thing about I don't
Wow.
know. I'm just worried. They're like green lighting so many of these adaptations
Yeah.
and how many are going to get canceled? Because I think there are is Amazon also doing the BioShock movie?
Um, I don't remember. Hold on, let me see.
Is there a movie or TV series? I can't remember. Maybe it's Netflix. I can't remember who's doing BioShock. But I'm just wondering like how many they're going to cancel because I remember
Oh yeah.
Netflix had like all these adaptations as well. I think they did Cuphead for a little bit. They were going to do a bunch of other shows and then they're like, "No, we're going to cancel a ton of them because we want all of our budget to be focused on Stranger Things." And it's just crazy.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I could never get into Stranger Things. Yeah, Bioshock is apparently a movie and it is going to be Netflix.
Oh, Netflix. Okay.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So, well, I mean, Amazon's picking up all these game adaptations too, so
Mm-hmm.
interesting. It's the streaming wars.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But it looks like Amazon's getting quite a bit of them.
Yeah. Well, you know. Good for them, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that because I remember playing Life Strange, and it was a pretty good story. So like seeing, hopefully they actually adapt the game, and it's not like a side thing, because I'd like to
Yeah,
see
bring
the
it.
first game be adapted.
Yeah. Like a life is like a Last of Us kind of thing.
Yeah. Anything else you want to bring up? I'm trying to look through the list
Let's
now.
see. Yeah, let me.
Oh yeah, there was a showcase today for the return of Acclaim. I don't know if you remember this game company that existed in like I think the 80s and 90s.
Mm,
So you might recognize the logo.
let me see. Oh no, I don't recognize it at
Okay.
all.
I think they existed around N64 time as well, but this is a company that went under. I think somebody brought back the company and the IP.
Mhm,
There's another company that had this revival too. It was I can't remember. There's another old company that was brought back, video game company that was brought back with their IP and everything as well. I think I might have posted it in the Discord a long time ago.
mm,
But this seems to be a trend, like old dying
mm.
companies being brought back from fans that want to see the revival of these
Yeah.
games. So I think they held a showcase today announcing a bunch of games. I did not watch it. So I don't know what games were announced. I don't even remember what games that Acclaim had in their library. Because
Mhm,
yeah, so classic games include the likes of NBA Jam, Mortal Kombat, and Turok Dinosaur Hunter. These games are owned by other companies now, so I don't think that
mhm,
even matters. I'm pretty sure they're just going to be bringing back IP that isn't acquired by anybody else. But
mhm.
yeah, I don't know what that is. So
Hmm. Yeah, I've never heard of this until now. Interesting.
I thought maybe the logo you would, because I remember seeing this logo all over
The
the place,
the
but
logo reminds me of I think it's just the colors. It reminds me like of another company. What was it?
I think a lot
Fu-
of companies had this style logo.
Yeah, so I think that's why it's like I don't know, unlocking some sort of core memory for me, but
Yeah,
definitely not Acclaim.
because it's sort of like font and color scheme. I think we've probably seen on like VHS tapes and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I don't know what else that I have here. Oh. Oh yeah. Okay. There's some other stuff that we missed, but we can just like save it for another podcast if you want. If you gotta go.
No, it's fine. Let's go over it. I got time.
Okay. I got under the lawsuit stuff. Um.
Mhm.
We can bring up Pokemon again. Because I read this headline. I didn't read into the article, but I don't know if you saw, but the Pokemon trading card game, the new app that people are losing their minds over, um, they had like a announcement of like the like a Ho-Oh and Lugia pack,
Mhm.
and they had to they, like right before it was released, they showed off like the cards that were going to be in it, and somebody posted, "Hey, they're using my artwork. Like they stole my artwork and reversed imaged it and like changed a few things, but this is my artwork of Ho-Oh, like fan art."
Mhm. Mhm.
Um and so they when they released the cards, they didn't like delay the release or anything. They released the cards and they put a placeholder thing saying like this is a placeholder image. It'll like we'll have different art in an update.
Mhm.
So this is what it is. To the left is Ho-Oh's new
Oh,
Pokemon trading card game pocket card flipped. Right is the original design.
oh my god.
Yeah. So
Wow.
so yeah, they just stole
Wow.
somebody's fan art. Um
Yeah.
so there's this article here. Amid claims Pokemon trading card games Pocket features a design traced from fan art, creators point out that Pokemon's legal terms likely allow the company to monetize any fan-made content it wants.
What?
So I just saw that headline. I didn't have time to read through the article, but um, So I'm trying to see if there's a statement on the terms here. Okay, yeah. So, even if it's a straight copy, doesn't matter from a legal standpoint. Fans have been quick to point out the Pokemon Company's legal stance on fan art, which suggests the corporation has free reign to use whatever creator-made content it wishes in return for allowing its designs to be used by fans. Okay. That's ridiculous.
What?
That's ridiculous. Distribution in any form and any channel. This is the quote here. Distribution in any form and any channels now known or in the future of derivative works based on the copyrighted property, trademarks, service marks, trade names, and other proprietary property, and in brackets fan art of the Pokemon Company International Inc., its affiliates and licensors. Pokemon uh, constitutes a royalty-free, non-exclusive, irrevocable, transferable, sub-licensable, worldwide license from the fan art's creator to Pokemon to use, transmit, copy, modify, and display fan art and its derivatives for any purpose.
Hmm.
So they're saying we're allowing you to make fan art, but we can take that fan art and use it in any way that we would like without your permission
And monetize it.
and
And
monetize it.
oh my god. Oh my
That
god, I
is
would be
insane.
livid. I would be so upset. Ugh.
Yeah, it's saying like no, we're allowing you to make fan art of our prop of
That
our.
like what the that doesn't even like make sense to me. It
That's
makes no sense.
crazy. Okay.
Oh god. I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
I wish I had an image because that's what because I think we skipped a month for the podcast, but I think the month that we skipped, I wanted to bring up the quote that was in that replacement image as our
Mhm.
introduction. I can't remember what it was. OTC Pocket placeholder. Let me see what it is because it was really funny. Yeah. So this was oh, this is blurry image, but yeah, it says new art coming soon. I think there was another quote associated with that, but it's just a blank card. It says new art coming soon.
Oh my god.
That's what the card looked like. I've seen videos of people like unpacking the pack and then seeing this card and they're like, the hell?
They're just waiting for the next person. Next fan art.
Yeah.
Oh
Then
my
there's
god.
this crazy lawsuit with Sony and Tencent.
Hmm.
So there's this game. I'm trying to bring up the picture here. This game that Tencent's working on, they announced. It's clearly like a the company that makes um Pal World. They're known for
Hmm.
making like knockoff games, so that's why not a lot
Hmm.
of people were surprised that they made Pal World. But this company from Tencent is kind of doing the same thing. They're making an obvious Horizon ripoff clone,
Yeah. Hmm.
and so this is like they have a red-headed character in like a sort of like a tribal outfit with machine parts that she's wearing. She's got like a little machine companion, and then there's
Hmm.
giant machine monsters in the background in like a jungle area. I'm just saying for like anybody who's listening to audio podcast. But so it's clearly a rip off of Horizon. And this
Yeah.
looks hella AI generated.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell.
Um so Sony's suing them, but the story's a little bit crazier than that. So Tencent originally pitched a Horizon game to Sony.
Ah.
So Tencent is currently in legal trouble with Sony over one of its games resembling the Horizon franchise, and it turns out the Chinese mega publisher previously pitched an official entry in that series. In November 2024, Tencent announced Light of Motoram,
Hmm.
Motoram, right? A futuristic survival game featuring robotic creatures named Mechanimals that can be tamed and ridden by a red-haired, bow-wielding female protagonist. Fans were quick to notice the similarities to Sony's Horizon franchise, and this wasn't lost on Sony itself. Earlier this week, Sony announced that it would be filing a lawsuit against Tencent for copyright infringement over Light of Motoram, which Sony says is a Slavish clone of the Horizon games. Sony is seeking statutory damages of up to $150,000 for each infringement, which may include Light of Motoram's robots being strikingly similar to the ones in Horizon, and its main protagonist strongly resembling Aloy. If the lawsuit succeeds, Light of Motoram could be blocked from release, with Tencent being ordered to destroy all related promotional material. Light of Motoram's connections to Horizon could stretch even further than seemingly copying its premise, art style, and characters. As reported by GameSpot, Sony's legal documents reveal that Tencent and its in-house development studio, Aurora, had previously approached the company in March 2024 to pitch a Horizon mobile games-as-a-service spin-off. This new title would have taken Aloy to what remains of Asia at the summons of the mysterious Orient. Concept art for the pitch reportedly features Horizon lead character Aloy standing on the remains of the Great Wall of China, and other details from the would-be game included new tribes inspired by ethnic minorities, Eastern-themed aesthetics, and even new Mechanimals inspired by Eastern mythology, such as a machine modeled after a mythical Chinese dragon. During its pitch, Tencent stated that it would be looking to capitalize on the Horizon franchise's property in China, and the Aurora development team presented Sony with screenshots of its members playing the Horizon games as a sign of their devotion to the project. However, Sony ultimately rejected Tencent's Horizon pitch in April 2024, just a few months before Light of Motoram was announced. Part of Sony's argument in the newly announced lawsuit is that Light of Motoram features none of the Eastern elements of Tencent's Horizon pitch, instead choosing to copy the look of the existing Horizon games. According to Sony's reports, the Horizon series has sold over 32 million units globally since the release of Horizon Zero Dawn back in 2017.
Yeah. Next, we're gonna hear Sony's gonna patent anything that looks Horizon-like.
No, but I think they have a case here because Tencent basically said, "Hey, we love Horizon. We want to make a Horizon spin-off mobile game." And then Sony's like, "No." And then Tencent's like, "Cool, we're gonna do it anyway." And then like change the name of the character and the name of the game and make it slightly different, but not at all different. It's like the exact same. Like this screenshot, I have to do like a double take here, but this looks like a Horizon screenshot.
It really does.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I saw it, it looked like Horizons. So yeah, I mean,
That's
I don't know.
yeah, so I just find it crazy. It's not just like a straight like, hey, we're ripping off your game. It's, oh no, we went to you and you said no and we're gonna do it anyway. That's crazy.
Wild.
All right. Is there anything else here
Let me see.
that you want to bring up to talk about? I need to delete the stuff we brought up.
I think we talked about everything that I was interested in talking about. Nintendo filing patents everywhere. We talked about that, I think. No?
Okay. I mean, we don't have to bring up anything else. We can save it for another time or just scrap it all together.
Oh, Perfect Dark was almost revived.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. It's yeah, we can talk about that. This is from Jason Schreier on Blue Sky. Let me. Do I need to sign in Blue Sky? We'll see. So as we've discussed on the podcast already, Perfect Dark was one of the casualties of the recent Microsoft layoffs. and the development studio, which was a Crystal Dynamics team. So that wasn't even Microsoft. So it was Perfect Dark was going to be developed from. I might be getting this wrong. I think it was going to be developed by one studio in house. They didn't like the progress that was being made, so they decided to go to Crystal Dynamics to work on the series, and then Microsoft decided to scrap it. But so the story is that the game's developers from Jason Schreier, by the way, over at Bloomberg. I don't have a Bloomberg subscription, so I'm just going off of his Blue Sky
Mm-hmm.
posts. The game's developers were close to a deal with Take-Two to fund and publish the game following its cancellation by Xbox in July. But negotiations fell through, leading to layoffs at Crystal Dynamics last week. This was in September. Oh, this was not long ago, September 2nd. Take-Two was interested in funding and completing Perfect Dark, but the deal fell through, at least in part because the companies were unable to come to terms over ownership of the franchise, sources tell Bloomberg News. So basically, the way I understand it, Xbox is like, hey, this Perfect Dark project is not going the way that we want it. Crystal Dynamics, can you work on Perfect Dark? He said, sure, we'll work on Perfect Dark. They got up to the point where they showed the trailer at the I think it was the Game Awards, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it was being developed since then, and then Xbox announced their layoffs, and one of the canceled projects was Perfect Dark. And so Crystal Dynamics is like, we still want to work on this. We're not a Microsoft development company, so let's try to bring it to another publisher.
Mm-hmm.
And then so Take Two is like, cool. We would love to purchase. We'd love to publish Perfect Dark. We want to own the IP though. The IP is owned by Microsoft. Microsoft said
Yeah.
no. So Take Two's like, no, then we're not going to publish it. And then Crystal Dynamics went through layoffs.
Hmm.
Kind of shitty situation. I get it,
Yeah.
but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, I don't know. It's like I feel like there could have been at least some sort of leeway in discussion here. Like there could have been some give and take rather than just like straight up, no, we're not going to agree to this. Um, because Microsoft, what are you doing with Perfect Dark that you want to keep the IP?
Right. Right.
Like, what are you
Like, I
doing?
mean,
You're just going to sit on it and nobody else can use it?
yeah, like just give it a chance. Give it to someone else who can probably do
Yeah.
something with it.
Somebody wants to do something with it. You got two
Yeah.
parties here that wanted to do something with it, and they probably could have made something, and you didn't have to publish it or anything. But I guess at that point they would get nothing because they wouldn't hold the IP. But at some
Yeah.
point, like, go back to the Take Two and say, like, okay, we'll loan you the IP maybe. Like maybe you can have
Mm-hmm.
like maybe it's like a contract situation, or like we want residuals or we want some stake in ownership of the IP. It doesn't have to be
Mm-hmm.
like full rights. And Take Two at the same time, it's like, do you really need to own Perfect Dark, or can you just publish this title like
Mm-hmm.
without the
Yeah.
ownership of it? Like there's, I don't know. I feel like there could have been like some middle ground here, rather than like
Yeah.
corporate greed saying like, no, we want to own everything.
Oh, yeah. Corporate greed is
Yeah,
always, I don't know.
I know.
You know, because a lot of people were actually looking forward to that game.
Yeah, me. I was the
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. So it's like, damn, just, I don't know, just publish it.
Yeah. All right.
So what, it's just gonna sit in like
Yeah.
the shelves
It's
now.
going back
Just
to the Disney vault.
gonna rest.
Yep.
Ugh.
Uh, I mean, I could talk about literally anything else, but it's up to you if you want to keep going.
I don't really have anything else.
All right. We'll end it there then. So yeah, we'll do the Pokemon Direct Friday
Mm-hmm.
morning. Hopefully, I don't sleep through my alarm. I've been doing that.
I'm always up at 5:30, and no matter what,
Yeah,
my internal clock.
yeah.
Just do it.
If I had a schedule like where I was waking up early, then that would be me. But I don't right now. I'm on. My day starts later, so. But we'll be here watching, reacting to the Nintendo Direct. Did I say Pokemon Direct or Nintendo?
Yeah.
I said Pokemon
Nintendo Direct.
Nintendo Direct, not Pokemon. I have Pokemon Legends ZA on the mind because I'm debating getting it. I don't know
Oh. Mm,
because I'm in a Pokemon
yeah.
mood. I'm playing Pokemon Scarlet, but at the same time, I didn't like Arceus, and nothing about ZA is really blowing me away. But
Yeah.
early impressions are saying that it's really good.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. But yeah,
Mhm.
that's it for us. I'm playing the outro song. Thanks for listening and watching. What do you think about any of the topics that we brought up? Do you miss playing your porn games on Steam? Let us know in the comments down below. And then hopefully we'll see you in the next podcast. Bye.
See you guys.